first time I heard about the ZOBIN method. And I remember there was one thing that just stood out on that advertisement. There was one thing that really struck me, and that was that the remediation to gain fluency in Hebrew only took 12 lessons. 12 lessons to fix the boy's problem. There's no one else who can offer that. So I jumped straight into it and I started this course. And I remember that the course itself was so easy to follow, very clear, everything was logical and made so much sense. And in the course, right, ZOBIN will give you everything you need to know from beginning to end about Kriya. You'll know everything. So whether you're starting new to teaching, or whether you've already got Talmidim, but you're waiting to see progress, you want to see results, then this course will give you absolutely everything you need to know to enable your Talmidim to gain fluency in Lashon HaKodesh as quick as possible. So in the course, what you'll learn is you'll learn how to do an assessment. So this assessment is not just a normal irregular one, it's a full-blown general development assessment of the boy. So all the problems that you heard about today, perhaps, I'm not sure what you heard, but all the problems that you saw that can arise when reading, you'll have a very specific way to teach and to fix those problems. You'll learn how to evaluate the boy's familiar text speed, his unfamiliar text, his letter recognition, his vision skills, his personality type, his multitasking, all these things which play a vital part in reading. And you'll also learn how to calculate the boy's maximum potential, with which you can then set your goals based on that. So that's the assessment. You'll learn how to do the assessment, and then you'll learn how to do the remediation. So you'll know exactly what to do in lesson number 1, you'll know what to do in session 2, all the way till he's gained fluency in his reading. So so everything is, like I said, everything made so much sense. Everything's so easy and simple to follow. All you have to do is follow the instructions and the routine that Rabbi ZOBIN will give you, and you'll be seeing the boys reaching their potential in only 12 lessons. So you come out of the course, I really enjoy it. It's a very interesting course. It's really informative and very, you come out of the course feeling like an absolute professional in reading and teaching Kriya. So I personally was very excited to start already, and I was so excited to put everything that I'd learned into practice. So that's basically how the course went. And now I'm going to show you something interesting. I'm going to show you a classic example of the results that I'm getting. So currently I'm teaching around 30 lessons a week using this method, and the emails and the feedback that I'm getting from the parents is just shocking. It's amazing that every day I'm getting emails from the parents telling me, firstly, how much the kids are enjoying the lessons, because it's such a, you're seeing progress every day. You see more and more progress, getting closer and closer towards their goals. So obviously the kids are enjoying that when they see that they're getting better. But more importantly, the parents are telling me that suddenly their boy's davening sings Miras at the Shabbos table from the bencher, or he's starting to teach the Chumash better, he's davening from the Siddur, or if he's a Bacha, then he's starting to understand his Gemara and he's relating to words better, he's not making any mistakes, he's not skipping or repeating words, and he's starting to, even get a tam for Yiddishkeit and starting to see how he could grow in Torah and Yiras Shamayim. So of course, this feedback that we get is a massive, massive nachas, and you get a massive sipuk from it. And so I want to be a bit more specific and give you an example of exactly what the remediation will look like. So this is a page from Slichas, from Shabbos HaGadol or something. So it's not normal words. They're not easy davening words. They're difficult words. And generally, on average, I think on the first lesson, this page will usually take around 8 minutes. I've had boys which has taken 6 minutes, but I've had boys which have taken 15 minutes. But whoever the boy is, whatever the case is, in lesson number 12, this boy will read this page in 35 seconds. So that's standard. That's very expected, and that's ideal. That's good and fine. However, I just want to say that when you're using the ZOBIN method, it is very, very common to get the results and to reach the boy's potential long before the 12th lesson. Just this week, I finished with a 12-year-old boy. He had signed up for 12 lessons, and we had just finished his lesson number 5, and I told him, that's it, he's finished, he has reached his potential. after lesson number 5, a 12-year-old boy, he was reading, I want to show you. He read the first lesson, not the first lesson, but in the middle, he was reading this page in like 5 minutes at the beginning. And in lesson number 5, he read this whole page of Yotzrus in 45 seconds. So that's the sort of results that we get. And last week I finished with 2 Bochrim, aged 15 and 14. And because we finished early, they had reached their potential already. We just moved on to more advanced skills in Lashon HaKodesh, like building their word bank, building their vocabulary, and other Lashon HaKodesh concepts to enable them to learn Gemara better. But that's very normal when you're doing this method. And I just want to tell you that, to me, it doesn't come as now that I know the method, it doesn't come as a surprise at all. The reason is because the method that Rabbi Zobin teaches you is really working on the core, on the root of the problem. So when you're doing that, when you're working on the actual problem itself, then 12 sessions is more than enough to gain fluency in Lashon HaKodesh and to reach their potential. So that's basically, I hope I've given you a good idea of how the course works, and that I couldn't have asked for more from this course. And it's a massive, massive zchus to enable the Talmidim to be able to learn independently, to enjoy their davening and learning, and to get a tam for Yiddishkeit, and to grow in Torah and Yiras Shamayim. And my tefillah is that everyone, I have no shayla that if all of you just follow the information, follow the routine and the instructions that Rabbi Zobin gives you, you'll be seeing the same atzlacha that I'm seeing now. And we should all be zeicher that our Talmidim should grow to be big Talmidei Chachamim, and we should be able to get the nachas that we want from them.
First of all, speaking about big schus, anything that's done with Reb Zobin is tremendous siyata d'shmaya. There's no doubt about it. I see it step by step. It's mashu, lo normali. I taught in an American yeshiva for the past 11 years and dealt with chutznikim, bachrim, and the Mir called Torah for years already. And during the years, I realized that one of their main problems is the reading problems. That blocks them from going forward and growing and progressing tremendously. And in the past year, I was kind of hacking the Rosh Yeshiva by us that he needs to have a professional, someone professional in the yeshiva. And then he sees this advertisement of Reb Zobin's course, and he says, I want you to go to this course. I want it to be built into the system. And Baruch Hashem, with tremendous siyata d'shmaya, we started this course, and it's really going well and amazing. And so first of all, the little bit that I did with my Talmidim, because Corona situation and v'chulei, that little bit also already helped them. But besides that, I experienced so many problems with reading with the guys. If it's a guy that was telling me, listen, Rabbi, I read a whole daf of Gemara, but I don't understand the word. Or a guy that's sitting 3 years in yeshiva from morning to night and learning and reading, and he doesn't really enjoy Gemara, but he's trying again and again. And that story goes over, and this guy and that guy, endless stories with these guys that some of them did not keep going on in yeshiva only because that. And so that really motivated me and pushed me to do this course, and so we're into this course for a nice tkufa already. First we started in person in Reb Zobin's office. We had that zchus. There were days like that you could have come mamish to Reb Zobin's office face to face, but today, Corona times, who knows? Ritz Hashem, Mashiach's going to come. We're not going to have these problems. But in the meantime, zemayesh. And the Zoom course works really, really well. And from a while ago already, I started to work with kids. And I want to start the first story with the kid that was offered to me to work with him. A kid from America, lives in Muncie, and and I work with him through Zoom. Even that it's not the most easy thing to do, especially when talking about an 8-year-old kid that has. So first, I thought that his problem maybe is only to help him with reading a little bit here and there. But the first time that I met him through Zoom, I already realized you don't have to be a big chacham to realize that there's way more problems than only reading. So I called Reb Zobin and asked him, Reb Zobin, what do you say? I should do that. It's one of my first kids that I'm starting to work with, and already I should start working with someone with so many problems: public school, divorced parents, and all the geschmack problems that you could imagine. Just as that thing. And Reb Zobin tells me one thing: this is pikuach nefesh. You have to go for it. En ma lasot. This is because by Reb Zobin, everything is a shlichut from Hashem. Oh, it's all shlichut from Hashem. This is what you have to do. And I went with that mindset, and nisim tremendous siyata d'shmaya. Only my 5th time that I met him this week, and I learn with him every night, Israel time, 11:30 or 11:45, when one eye is already closed. And Baruch Hashem, with tremendous siyata d'shmaya, he started first time. He couldn't read the letters. It took 5, 7, 8 minutes. He broke his teeth to read the letters, and mixed up, and all the. It was even the Aleph Beis Keseder was hard for him. Kal v'chomer the Aleph Beis not Keseder. He was going. He couldn't take it. But the tremendous siyata d'shmaya that was here today. After 5, 6 times that I met him, he reads all the letters back and forth. I'm holding with him in the middle of Nekudos. We're almost finishing with the Nikud. And he already recognized words. There's all kinds of targilim and exercises and ways that Rav Zovin, with his siyata d'shmaya, came up with. And it's just working. A kid that 5, 6 times ago couldn't recognize letters, could recognize now words. That's beyond words to imagine such a thing. But this is siyata d'shmaya, and this shita Rav Zobin, it's lemaisa. It works. There's no, I'm saying, what's called zoved bashetach. It works. There's no. And also with the other few kids that I'm working with, one is 10 years old, one is 7 years old, and with all of them, one was for 8 months straight by a moira mitakenet. I'm sorry, Rav Zobin is mitaken me. It's a moira mikalkelet, but I don't want to say anything bad or good. It could be that moira kvoida b'mkoyim amunach. Lamaisa, 8 months, 3 times a week. I asked the mother, "No, you see any improvement?" She looks at me, says, "I don't see anything." And I'm sure with simple math, you can imagine how much money they spend. Now, I'm working with him. I think today was the 4th or 5th time that I'm with him, and already I see a hitkadmut. He's already reading. One of his main problems that he's still reading words with syllables, dividing the word into pieces, and not reading in whole words, not reading it fast enough. And I write down every time I write down where he's holding, and it's pashut. He's progressing. He's going forward. So it's going to take time. It's going to take another few weeks, maybe another month, maybe another 2 months. Not Eretz Hashem, not more than that. And also the parents told me they already see improvement, and this just shows that this shita is a tremendous shita of Rav Zovin, which Rav Zovin doesn't even like to call it a shita. It's just the way how to relate to the kid through the test, through the ivchun, and you get the full picture, and you just work with him, and it works, and it's a nice, comfortable, fun way to work with the kid. The kid